10 years ago, the Marvel Cinematic Universe went down a path that would only result in a team of the world's greatest heroes to join forces and defend mankind from all walks of evil. First, it was Loki, set on invading the Earth with an army behind him. Then, it was Ultron, a creation of Tony Stark turned rogue, that had the potential to manifest himself into an army of robots in his image. Then, the Civil War, which forced the heroes to choose sides between Captain America and Iron Man because of a conflict revolving around the issue of if heroes should be kept accountable for their actions and if they should be restricted to how they use their abilities. Now the Avengers are broken, fragile as a result of their struggle amongst themselves, but a storm is coming. The most destructive force in the entire universe has been on a campaign to maintain his vision of order throughout. That storm is called Thanos. What's up everybody, Shadow Ninja here, welcome back to Rage Quit. For this video we are going to be discussing the happenings of Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. Just a heads up guys, this movie was too crazy to do a non-spoiler video, so if you haven't seen it and don't want to hear about literally all the spoilers, click off the video now. Alright guys, spoiler time. Holy shit, where do I begin? To start off, we witness Thanos and his men attacking an Asgardian ship and they basically kill everyone inside except for Thor, Loki, Heimdall, and the Hulk. Thanos has these henchmen who are all unique in a way. One is huge in size and has an axe. Two others have spears, and I think they're brother and sister, I'm not sure. And the main henchman has telepathic powers and is basically Thanos' right-hand man. That's ironic that I say that. But a fight ensues involving the Hulk versus Thanos, and Thanos beats the absolute shit out of Hulk. This causes Heimdall to use what's left of his power to bring Hulk back to Earth using a rainbow bridge, which results in Heimdall getting killed by Thanos and his men. We soon come to find that Loki has the Tesseract, which holds an Infinity Stone inside. He gives it to Thanos in exchange for Thor's life because he is seriously injured. I mean, in Ragnarok, Thor loses his hammer and his eye to Hera, his long-lost sister, so he is in no commission to fight. Loki tries to take Thanos' life anyway after giving him the Tesseract, and he winds up dying in front of Thor in a really nasty strangling scene. Thanos leaves the ship and blows it up with Thor still inside. On Earth, Tony Stark is summoned by Doctor Strange because he and his partner found the Hulk, and knows Thanos is coming. But before they can all devise a plan, Thanos' warriors have already started an invasion. They are after Doctor Strange's time stone, which gives him the power to manipulate time. A fight ensues between Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and his partner against Thanos' right-hand man and the Giant with an axe. Bruce Banner tries to turn into the Hulk, but for some reason, the not-so-jolly Green Giant won't come out. I think he got so brutally battered by Thanos, the Hulk is actually scared to come out. That's just my theory, though. This happens throughout the entire movie. The Hulk doesn't come out for the rest of the time that Bruce Banner is on screen. The fight escalates all across town, and Spider-Man even gets involved when Peter sees the alien spaceship flying overhead. Doctor Strange gets captured by the henchmen, and they bring him back to their ship. They blast off into space, and Spider-Man is with them as well. Tony knows Spider-Man can't survive in space without more advanced gear, so he remotely shoots a pod to Spidey's location. Spider-Man soon falls off the ship because of the atmospheric decline, but is saved by the pod. It collides with him and latches on, and an iron spider suit goes around his body that we saw in Spider-Man Homecoming. This suit was so friggin' cool to see on screen. Though it really didn't resemble the yellow and red suit Peter got in the comics, the iron spider suit was visually stunning, and it even had the spider legs coming out of his back in certain scenes. It was a very nice touch to the suit itself. But anyway, Iron Man infiltrates the spaceship and has no idea Spidey's on it as well because Tony installed an ejection parachute into Peter's suit to get him out of harm's way. But it didn't really work as planned, and Spidey made it on board anyway. Inside the ship, Tony and Peter regroup and save Doctor Strange from this weird acupuncture trap controlled by the telepathic henchman. Iron Man and Spidey work together to blow a hole in the ship, sucking the henchman into space, thus killing him. They save Doctor Strange, but Tony has a little bit of a conflict with Strange, because he wouldn't just destroy his amulet holding the stone. If he did, maybe they all wouldn't be on an alien spaceship. But Strange can't destroy the amulet, because he has sworn to protect it, and even tells Tony that if he had to choose between saving the heroes or the stone, he wouldn't hesitate in letting them both die. This made Strange seem very cold-hearted, and Iron Man even acknowledged that. We cut to the Guardians of the Galaxy getting a distress signal from the Asgardian ship that was destroyed in the beginning. They find Thor, still floating around the wreckage. They save him, and Mantis wakes him up from his space coma? I don't know. But anyway, this was one of the funnier scenes in the movie, because Star-Lord feels threatened by Thor's stature. I mean, Thor is a god, and Peter Quill is just, well, Peter Quill. Thor tells the group that Thanos is going to a planet called Nowhere to retrieve another stone. He tells them that Thanos is way too powerful to fight without a godlike weapon. Thor takes an escape pod to go find the blacksmith for his previous hammer, and Rocket Raccoon and a teenage version of Groot come with him. The rest of the Guardians set a course for Nowhere to confront Thanos. During this, Gamora and Star-Lord have a moment where Gamora tells Peter that if Thanos captures her, to kill her, because she is the only one who knows where one of the stones is. After a stubborn argument, Peter agrees. The group gets to Nowhere, and they find Thanos. Gamora attacks him, and she kills him. Wait, what? That can't be right. We're only 15 minutes in. Psych! Thanos made up the whole thing using the Reality Stone and set up a mirage for Gamora in order to capture her. He does just that, and Star-Lord now faces the promise he had to make to Gamora. She tells him she loves him, and Peter says the same right before pulling the trigger while aiming at her head. Thanos used the stone to mess up Star-Lord's gun, and he teleports away with Gamora. We cut to a scene with Scarlet Witch and Vision. Apparently after the Civil War, the two of them hid away in London, I believe, and have been living normal human lives. But Vision possesses a stone that is connected to his life source and his power. It warns him of danger, and we come to find that since Scarlet has been bonded emotionally with Vision, she's the only one who can calm the stone, or destroy it if need be. Keep in mind, Thanos needs all the stones in order to reach his full destructive potential. The both of them soon become attacked by the henchmen with the spears. Apparently one of them has a weapon that can mortally wound Vision, and throughout the movie he is somewhat crippled. As Scarlet is about to sacrifice herself defending Vision, Captain America, Black Widow, and the Falcon intervene to save them both. They all kick the henchman's ass, and the warriors retreat back to their spaceship. The heroes retreat as well, and they group up with War Machine for help. We come to find out that Cap and his group have been watching over Scarlet and Vision ever since the Avengers disbanded from Civil War. We see Rhodey talking to government officials via hologram about the Civil War incident when Captain America and his group show up. They tell Rhodey that Vision is badly injured and he needs help. Bruce Banner is also with them as well, and tells them that they don't have the technology nor the time to fix Vision. They will be found by the government if they stay where they are, so the group seeks the help of Black Panther and his Wakandan allies. The whole group goes to Wakanda, and they are met by T'Challa, his sister, and the King's Royal Guard. They tell the group that they will be able to extract the stone from Vision without killing him, but it will take some time. So that means that if Thanos gets his hand on the stone, Vision won't be able to suffer because of it. Now we witness a flashback Gamora has of her childhood and how Thanos took her in as his own after destroying her people and her real family. Thanos then brings her to a chamber where Nebula, Gamora's cyborg sister, is being dismantled and tortured. Thanos demands the location of the Soul Stone, the stone only she knows about. She tells him where it is, and they both go and find it. Gamora and Thanos go to the planet where the stone is, and they are met by a Watcher of the stone. This Watcher is none other than the Red Skull, who was teleported to the planet after he fought Captain America and was forced to protect it. Red Skull tells Thanos that in order to be able to use the stone, he must sacrifice the soul of someone he loves, and in a heartbreaking scene we see Thanos actually crying as he turns to Gamora. Of course, she doesn't believe Thanos loves her, and Red Skull tells her that the tears that he sheds are not for him. They are for the only person he's ever truly cared about, his adopted daughter. Thanos grabs Gamora by the hand and throws her off a ledge. Now that his daughter has been sacrificed, Thanos possesses yet another stone. On the alien ship, Tony, Peter, and Doctor Strange set course for Thanos' home planet, hoping he will be there. They figure that if they take the fight to him, he won't be expecting it, and he will be caught off guard. The Guardians have the same idea, and when they both reach the planet, the two groups collide and start fighting each other, confused as to what each other's motives are. They soon come to an understanding and try to come up with a plan. As Tony and Peter are bickering about whose plan is better, Doctor Strange is in a corner levitating and twitching almost as if he's in a trance. Tony knocks him out of his state, and Strange reveals that he was looking into the future of about quadrillions of possible outcomes to the fight with Thanos, and only in one scenario do they win. We cut to Rocket, Groot, and Thor. Rocket gives Thor a robotic eyeball that he stole from somebody, and they reach the forge of Thor's old hammer. There they meet the giant who made the hammer, and the group is told that if they can somehow reignite the forge, a godly substitute to Thor's hammer can be made, an axe capable of killing Thanos. Thor does just that, and almost dies in the process because he had to endure the full power of a star to use as fuel to reignite the forge. The giant makes the hammer, but is missing a handle, but Groot gives up his own arm to use as the handle. Now we go back to Wakanda as Thanos' henchmen have found the hero's refuge and are commencing an all-out assault with a massive army of creatures. The protective shields of Wakanda start to break. T'Challa's sister still needs more time to extract Vision's crystal, and the heroes form up with the Wakandan soldiers and royal guards for battle. T'Challa orders a section of the barrier to be released, and the heroes charge into the enemy ranks full force. The battle is visually stunning. Captain America, Black Panther, Black Widow, the Falcon, War Machine, Bruce Banner in a Hulkbuster Iron Man suit, and even the Winter Soldier, as well as the Wakandan fighters against the forces of Thanos. The fight continues and rages on until Vision's position is compromised by the henchman with a spear. Scarlet joins the battle and destroys a whole group of creatures, but it's not enough. The heroes seem to be losing the upper hand when suddenly a surge of lightning strikes the ground. Thor, Rocket, and Groot teleported back to Earth, and this is probably the best scene in the whole entire movie. Thor uses his axe to destroy basically the entire army of creatures. It's so awesome. Bucky and Rocket fighting side by side, Scarlet, Black Widow, and T'Challa's bodyguard taking on a henchman, Cap and Black Panther messing shit up, and Thor devastating the battlefield. We go to Thanos' homeworld, where the rest of the group is. Thanos finally shows up, and the heroes ambush him, resulting in Mantis getting a hold of him and putting Thanos in a trance. Nebula is also on the planet using her own ship, and the group tries to pull off his glove. Star-Lord notices Gamora isn't with him, and Thanos subconsciously tells him that he had to kill Gamora for the stone. Star-Lord messes everything up in a state of rage and attacks Thanos, knocking him out of his trance. And he incapacitates every hero except for Iron Man, who puts up the hardest fight we've ever seen from him, until Thanos rips off a piece of his suit and stabs him with it. Thanos even tells Tony that he admires him for his fight and acknowledges the fact that Tony hasn't been the same since the attack on New York in the first Avengers movie. Thanos is about to finish him off when Doctor Strange offers to give him the Time Stone in exchange for Iron Man's life. Thanos takes the stone and teleports to Earth. He now has all the stones except for the one that Vision has. All throughout the movie, it has been mentioned that if Thanos retrieves all of the Infinity Stones for his gauntlet, he will be so powerful that he would be able to snap his fingers and erase all life and destroy entire universes. Thanos has a goal to wipe out half of a civilization per world so that the other half could thrive, and he thinks he's doing right with this. This gives Thanos more depth, and considering he had a hard time killing Gamora, his own daughter, he isn't entirely evil. He just tries to do the right things in the wrong ways. Thanos comes to Earth and is after Vision. There isn't any more time to extract the stone. Scarlet needs to destroy it herself. So Thanos uses the gauntlet to march his way through all the heroes, and Scarlet destroys the stone, killing Vision peacefully. Only for Thanos to rewind time with the Time Stone and rip the stone out of Vision himself. Vision dies in probably the shittiest way in the movie. Twice he had to meet his end in like the same 5 minutes. Thanos now has all the stones he needs. He has the power to destroy all life as he sees fit. Thor tries to intervene with his hammer, but he cannot kill Thanos for some reason. He snaps his fingers, and a flash of light erupts. We then see Thanos, his glove is ruined, and Thor looks so confused, demanding to know what he just did. Thanos retreats and teleports out of the Earth. One by one, the heroes start disappearing in the most devastating scene in the MCU. The Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Falcon, Scarlet, and Groot turn into ash and erase from existence. We then switch to Thanos' home planet. Drax, Mantis, Star-Lord, Doctor Strange, and yes, even Spider-Man disappear. Before Strange disappears, he tells Tony it was the only way, and then he vanishes. Spider-Man goes the slowest, dragging on his inevitable demise, telling Iron Man he doesn't want to go, and telling him that he's sorry. Holy shit! Did all the superheroes in the MCU just die? They just end the movie like that? They literally end the movie after all that. Thanos wins. He actually wins. Marvel has some balls, I'll give them that. They give us no indication that the heroes we just lost are not actually dead. They just end the movie. Oh man, I left the theater all messed up. There was so much shit going on, and then everyone just gets erased from reality? Some people are saying that they aren't actually dead, and they're trapped in the Soul Stone, or maybe they're in different dimensions, because after Thanos retreated, he went to an alternate reality where he saw Gamora as a child. Where was he? Where's Black Panther, or Groot, or Spider-Man, or even Star-Lord, Doctor Strange? Where did they go? I personally think in the next Avengers movie they'll steal the gauntlet and use the reality power to bring them all back, but that's not even guaranteed as of this point. I mean, what the hell? Well, that was certainly a lot of information to process. As for my official rating, I give Avengers Infinity War a... Oh wait, there's more? An end credits scene. We see Nick Fury and his partner coming out of hiding and noticing that everyone starts disappearing throughout the city. Fury runs to grab a communicator and he disappears as well. We see the communicator blinking and blinking and blinking, and then suddenly Captain Marvel's symbol is on it. Aw man. Alright, so for my official rating for Avengers Infinity War, it's got to be a high 9 or even a 10 out of 10. There was constant action, the villain developed nicely, and he was realistic. The jokes that were thrown in were really funny, and the ending made us realize that everyone is expendable, and in order to have a war, there must be casualties. But guys, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and sub if you're new to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of Avengers Infinity War. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you think making all the superheroes disappear was a good idea? But anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one.